Hello.
Welcome there, fuck faces.
I think fuckface is a nice word.
I like the word fuckface. I use it constantly.
I use a lot of words.
Bad.
I love a lot of words that people find really offensive.
We had a customer come in last night and he introduced this to his wife and he introduced me. He's like, this is fuckface. This is shithead. This is, it was fucking great. And I was like, oh, you nailed it. Fuckface.
Wife's like, hey, nice to meet you, fuckface.
Yeah. Like, I'll take that. Fuckface. Introduce me as that. I don't give a shit.
Well, it's episode 115.
Yeah, that's a lot of them, man.
It's a lot of them. We were supposed to have a guest, but I'm going to start this podcast off. Fuck you, Sean.
Fuck all guests.
And you know what he says? Here he says, man, I got to put business before personal. He goes, I'm going to have to reschedule. And I'm like, fuck you. Rescheduled 4 days ago when you knew you weren't going to be able to make it, and we could have got another fucking guest in.
Yeah, that's my thing.
No, wait till the last fucking minute, then I'll blow you off. Fuck you, and fuck your taxes.
Fuck your taxes.
I hope you get audited.
Next year.
You, not me.
Mm-hmm.
But the motherfucker says, hey, sorry guys, I owe you both a mustard felch. And as much as I'd like a mustard felch,
I don't think I would. I don't even know what that means.
I think he's going to squirt mustard in our ass and eat it out. I would think that it's better than cum.
Better than cum. I'm still getting something put up my ass, so I'm out. I'm not participating. And like I've told you when you text me that earlier, mustard is going to stain the butthole.
Not a problem for
a problem with you.
For a guy with a lifetime supply of anal bleach.
Yeah, but it's still an extra layer you got to put in. You know, you're working towards a goal. That'll set you back weeks.
And that yellow mustard, I end up looking like Shane Baker.
Shane Baker's a very, very tan fella for all there is that don't
He's
know
orange.
Him. Hey, he tipped me, so I'm cool with him.
I think Shane is just a big Bengal fan, and he wants to make himself look as orange as he can.
No.
Looks like an Oompa Loompa sometimes.
Anyone in the knows Shane, our ultra tan friend, he wants to be Puerto Rican really, really, really bad.
He wants to be an islander for sure.
Super, super bad. No, specifically Puerto Rican. He hangs with mostly Puerto Ricans. He wears Puerto Rican flag shirts all the fucking time. This man wants to be a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Ricans aren't orange.
Well, it's hard to become not... he's a white man.
Yeah.
So you can only go so far. We go orange. We don't actually go dark.
Yeah. Plus, eventually... Isn't the skin cancer thing going to come into play, you think?
I hope not for him.
Because, I mean, he's in there. I think he takes his naps in there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Shane when he's 90. To look at that leather skin.
Oh, God. He's going to look like Larry King.
They're going to make a football out of that fella for sure.
Or a basketball.
Or whatever. Anything leather. You need some tough fucking hide.
Oh, yeah. Shane, lay off the tanning, man.
Nah, go for it. Fucking become more tan.
You're going to get cancer if you keep doing that.
You never know. Yeah, you probably know.
He's in there every fucking day.
I like I said, I thought he slept in it. I thought he was like a vampire sleeps in a coffin. I just figured Shane Baker slept in a fucking tanning bed.
He does have a nice even tan.
I was dealing one day, and this was a long, long time ago. I'm dealing with this customer, this trashy white girl. She's talking my ear off all fucking day long. Shane comes in as relief floor. She looks at him. She's like, "Ooh, man." I'm like, what? She's like, "I want to fuck them bones." I'm like, all right. Start laughing, playing along with it, and, giving Shane shit. And then she's like, "I never made love to a black man." I fucking lost it.
He doesn't look anything like a black man.
No, but he was ultra tan. I think he had just came back from vacation plus his tanning. He was more tan than usual. And... I fucking died. She honestly thought he was a black man.
I got to get some of that BOC.
BOC. What's it?
Big orange cock.
Big orange cock.
Because he's in there naked. You fucking know he is.
Yeah, and he probably has a pierced dick because he has pierced nipples.
Got pierced nipples.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people with pierced dick.
Really?
Well, I used to.
Not interested.
No, me either.
No, I don't like the look of it. I definitely wouldn't want to go through the pain of it, but it just looks stupid.
I don't like
piercings, though.
I don't like blowjobs from tongue piercings. They hurt.
Well, did they not put the fucking little knob at the end of it? What do you mean?
Why
would they hurt?
Knob on, because if you suck hard, it's digging in.
Well, it's not digging in
I don't like
much. You can not like it, but I don't think it's big.
But the whole point is, they say, if a girl pierces her tongue and sucks your dick, it's like fucking heaven. No, it's not.
I think they said that in 1985. I think everybody knows now that that's not true.
And I was born in 85, so.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Bears.
The Bears.
Hey,
real quick, let's just get I got some dirty stuff that I want to talk about, but let's get to the war.
War. Dun, 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 dun.
It's fucking crazy.
It's not crazy.
Now,
It's
the
just
thing
Putin
about it
being
is,
Putin on a Tuesday. What the
yeah,
fuck?
but other countries that are giving weapons, we're doing sanctions, but I don't think we're giving any bullets or ammo to help out yet.
to the Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've given them a shitload of weapons.
Because Germany just sent like 5 Stinger missiles. And
Most of that shit's ours, too. Well, that's America's cool. We make all this stuff.
I'm not bashing Biden about this. I'm just saying I know that no other country is going to send troops in. We just can't do that.
You can bash Biden, too. Biden's a douche. I don't think Biden has... I mean, America has a lot to do with it, but at the same time, I think my theory on this is just a theory. Putin's getting old, right? Putin's 70 years old, I believe, right now. In 100 years from now, would you remember Putin?
No.
Because he didn't do anything. You know, if you think of the Soviet leaders, you're going to think Lenin, the guy that started it all, kind of. You're going to think
Brezhnev.
Well, Hitler wasn't exactly a fucking Soviet leader, but
but
either way, you're going to think, if you're thinking Russia, you're going to think Lenin. You're going to think
Karl Marx.
You're obviously he was
Stalin.
He was never a leader either.
But that's who you're going to think.
You're going to think Stalin, because Stalin was the ultimate fucking asshole leader, but he killed so many people and did so much that you're going to remember him.
You're going to remember
Gorbachev.
And
you may remember Gorbachev, but only because the wall came down during his period of time.
That's pretty monumental.
Yeah, but some Russians look at that as the weak part. So, they might not remember. They might remember him like we remember Jimmy
You'll
Carter.
remember Lenin and Stalin.
But anyway, you're not going to
Brezhnev.
remember Putin. And Putin wants to be remembered, and I think this is his last hurrah.
But this is like Hitler numbers here. I mean, this is Hitler stuff.
Well,
it's totally against all articles of fucking everything.
Here's the thing is, Ukraine is not a member of NATO, and NATO is pretty much...
They want to be.
Well, of course. NATO is pretty much a whole organization that put together to keep Russia from making the USSR again and becoming a fucking superpower, evil, whatever. So that's their whole point. Now, NATO has always left the countries that are directly located next to Russia, minus a few of them, they're independent. Now, Biden and NATO are trying to get Ukraine to be part of NATO. Ukraine, at least the leader, wants to be part of NATO, and Putin does not want that. Putin wants them to be neutral.
So he can get the USSR back. He wants it all back.
I think he just wants, I think he wants to make his name together.
I guarantee if he takes down Ukraine,
Ukraine also has a lot of resources.
He's going to go after the rest of the countries after that. He'll go after Georgia right away.
Maybe. I mean, Georgia probably, because Georgia's also one of those countries that aren't part of NATO yet.
Right.
And so is Crimea, I believe.
Crimea?
Crimea. Yeah, they're not part of NATO either. So yeah, I could see him going after those if the Ukraine thing's successful. But here's the thing. He kind of has checkmate to a certain extent. Because what are you really going to do? If you actually attack Russia, Russia has a retarded amount of nukes.
Yeah.
They can fuck things up, like he said, more than you've ever seen. And he's not wrong. In the end, would America win? Probably. You know what I mean? They would.
A lot of fucking people would die.
There would be a stupid amount of people that would die. Not just in America, in Europe, everywhere. Like, there's going to be a lot of death if you were to fight back against this guy. So what do? Do you let him take Ukraine and say, fuck Ukraine for the... and then hope he doesn't move on? Or do you actually go to war with him? That's your choices, and that choice is not an easy choice.
Because he's already made the threat.
And
he's
that's
already
the
said
thing.
Anybody who puts boots on this ground is,
people...
You're going to have something coming back to you the likes of you've never seen
Exactly.
before.
And people were always worried, or always said that, he didn't do it while Trump was president, and they're not wrong. I mean, there's a certain aspect of being a crazy person that's going to be beneficial. And someone like Trump, he was crazy enough where Putin knew that if he did this shit while Trump was president still... Trump would have fucking bombed them, and then they would have had a big war. Putin knows that he has checkmate against the other ones because they're not going to risk that many lives in order to do it. Trump would have risked those lives because it would have been a dick-slinging contest to him. Any other president, and he's done this over quite a few presidents now.
He's lost a lot already.
Well, what I'm saying is he did this while George Bush was president. I think that's when he went after Crimea. Then he went after Georgia while Obama was president, and now he's going after Ukraine now that Biden's president. He didn't do shit while Trump was president, and I think it was actually beneficial for us at that time that Trump was a crazy person and he would have went full fucking bore. And Putin's a smart man and knew that.
Of course he waited. He wasn't going to do it while Trump was
Exactly. He waited. But people are using that as an excuse or like a reason to say that Trump was like this great president. It's like, no, that doesn't make him great.
No.
I mean, his craziness benefited us that one time.
Well,
as many
the thing
times
about
as
it
didn't benefit us.
I obviously know that Hitler and Karl Marx weren't Russian leaders. What I'm saying is he wants to be infamous like those guys. He wants to go down in history.
For sure.
No, the history will never forget Adolf Hitler.
No, for sure. I do think that is part of Putin. I think
Karl Marx, same thing.
He's
Never
making
ever
that
forget.
last stand. He knows his ducks are in order. Some people consider him to be the richest person in the world. Most of his wealth is hidden. But they're saying he's worth probably well worth over $200 billion on his own.
These sanctions, because of the fucking gas, man.
Well, yeah, but here's the problem with the sanctions too.
The oil.
They haven't put sanctions. That's another fucked up
They're putting
thing.
them on him personally now.
No, they haven't put anything personally on Putin.
But that's the plan now.
They may, but they're thinking that if they do that, that will equal war because Putin will not take that the right way.
But doesn't it equal war when Putin says, "Hey, you better not fight in this, or it'll be like
well, yeah,
war
exactly.
to me."
That also equals war.
We're loading him up with fucking missiles and fucking bombs. To me, that's the same fucking thing.
Kind of not really. I get what you're saying, but kind of not really.
To a crazy person like Putin, it is.
Oh, but I don't think Putin's a crazy person.
I think he's a dictator, and the thing about him is, if he was to get the entire USSR back together, like you said, he'll go down in history.
Yeah.
Of course, it would get knocked down again in probably another 50 years.
Well, it'd be a lot of turmoil for a long time.
Because the countries that were there that are now in NATO, like Lithuania and Latvia, they're not exactly military powerhouses.
He would take them quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I imagine Russia, I don't know the truth there, but I think Russia has either the second or third amount of nuclear bombs in the world.
Third, I think.
I don't know where China and India sits, but either way, Russia is fucking loaded.
Yeah. There's several countries that have enough to basically change the world as we know it.
Exactly. So that's the scary part. And someone like Putin, I don't think is.
But the thing that's different here that is different from World War II and the fucking Hitler days is there's already been 3,000 arrests from Russian people that are fucking protesting. What the fuck are you doing? There's a tennis player that was in a tennis match, and he wrote
it
no
on
war.
the thing.
He can't go home.
I know. I feel so sorry for these athletes right now because everybody. I was watching some hockey. I don't know hockey, but they had a Russian hockey player on there, and
he lives there.
They stick a fucking mic in his face. What do you think of this? And it's like, well, you can't tell the absolute truth. He's getting murdered when he got back home.
That tennis player lives in Russia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
That's what I'm saying. He can't go home.
Yeah, but even if you did live in Russia and you were the ability to get the fuck out of there, I'd probably get the fuck out of there right now anyways.
And it's time to go to
hockey player. It's time to go to my summer home in Australia.
He plays
whatever.
for the Capitals. He ain't going back.
Yeah, exactly. You're fine. I'll just stay there.
But when Putin says flat out, and these are all things that supposedly have said, but all the top-ranking Ukrainian people have said this, that he has told Ukrainian soldiers, if you don't lay your arms down, I'm going to kill your families.
Well, of course.
This is the mob.
It's Russians. Russians don't fuck around, dude.
No. What I'm saying is this thing is going to get a lot uglier. Now the Ukrainians are fucking really putting a nice fight up.
Should we have a Russian expert, Evo, come in sometime soon and break it down?
The other day he break down for
I know.
me.
I couldn't understand
he
what
break down this, he break down that. He tell me, you go to Belarus. They're Russian allies. They help. Latvia, Lithuania, no help. And he went through the whole thing. But it was interesting.
No, he really knew his shit.
He's from there, and he knows his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was actually interested, and I could have sat there and listened for another 10 minutes because he was actually breaking down to me what's going on. Because, everybody else in the world looks at it as he wants the USSR back. And that is directly the reason he's doing it. But for somebody who grew up around there, he knows the dirt that we might not know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when Russia was in such a fucking horrible war with Chechnya, and all these videos came out of these fucking soldiers chopping their heads off with steak knives. I mean, these people are brutal, man. Yeah. They don't give a fuck.
I just wish I trusted the American government to do the right thing in this situation, and I don't even know what the right thing is right now. I can't say that, but I do not trust the Biden administration to do the right thing. That does not mean that I wish I would have voted for Trump. Fucking of course not. But because at the same time, like
Trump spent a lot of his, Trump doesn't put up with the bullshit and all.
Yeah.
But when we were in Desert Storm and when we were in Iraq and we were everywhere else and all these fucking people in America going, what are we doing dying over there? This is not our war. Mm-hmm. Well, this one isn't either.
No,
That's
really.
not our war either.
It's not really. And that's another thing.
The only thing that ties us into this war besides NATO
is oil.
Besides the oil even, is the fact that if the USSR was to reform, we're not the only superpower anymore.
Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, we're not the only superpower anymore anyways.
Well, according to the world We are. China's got the people. China's got...
I don't think according to the world we are. I honestly don't. I think according to Americans we are. I think if you go outside of the world, they don't. Americans think of themselves so highly. We're bred to do that since a young age.
Well, but they were talking to the president of Ukraine, and he was like, we're waiting for America, the most powerful country in the world, to come help us.
We are the most powerful country in the world that would actually help the Ukraine, because China's not helping the Ukraine anytime soon. They don't give a fuck. They're worried about China. The same thing we should usually be worried about also is ourselves. But
now, the sanctions will hurt.
The problem is if you don't do something, they're going to hurt everybody. They're going to hurt worldwide. Are going to hurt. Our gas prices are going to go up.
And the problem is they're going to hurt all those fucking Russian people that live in there that don't want anything to fucking do with
what
this.
They didn't put a sanction on was aluminum, because aluminum is Russia's one of their number one imports. They're number one importer in the world on aluminum, and if we don't get aluminum from Russia, we're fucked there. Which is hilarious to even think about things like that. But
so we're going to keep buying our aluminum from Russia.
Yeah, we're still buying our gas from Russia. They didn't change that. They didn't put the sanctions on the gas. They didn't put the sanctions on the gas. They didn't put it on the aluminum. The shit that we actually still buy, they didn't put any sanctions on. We're still going to buy that shit from them. Therefore, we're still funding the war. The enemy's war. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense in the end. That's what's fucked up about the world.
Some military expert that I was listening to, I've been watching this pretty much nonstop, said the one thing we can do that doesn't technically constitute us going to war is making the Ukraine a no-fly zone and actually patrolling it and shooting down any Russian planes that go into the no-fly zone because they're not respecting the NATO rules.
To be fair, they don't need the planes. You know what I mean? They're close enough to the Ukraine where they can send them from the ground, and they'll still blow the shit up out of them.
On three sides.
Yeah, they don't need those, but I mean...
Because they're not coming in through Poland.
No. And they don't need them to get us. Remember fucking... what's-her-nuts up there in Alaska, Sarah Palin, said she could see Russia from her backyard, so they can bomb us. They can get Alaska. They can knock Anchorage out next week. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, but you know what? Russia's a big fucking country, man.
A big useless country for most of it. And I'm not talking about
empty space.
I'm just saying it's empty space. It's Siberia, shit like that. You don't want to go there. It's a fucking frozen hellhole, basically.
But this thing is going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And I mean, when everybody's got to know by now Putin's full of shit, because basically what he was saying, look, I'm going after military installations. I'm trying to demilitarize Ukraine. And then this morning I'm watching TV and a fucking missile comes and takes out a fucking civilian apartment complex that's standing in the middle of Kiev.
He said that the first night, because the first night, that's what they did. They knocked down all the military bases. But then after that, they started fucking up everything else.
Apartment complex. And then the fucking president of Ukraine says, by the way, males, if you're 18 to 60, you can't leave.
Yeah, I've seen that. Because fight for your country.
60?
Klitschko's are fighting, bro.
They are.
Yeah, the Klitschko's are fucking...
The president of the fucking company's got a gun standing in the middle of the street.
I think that's what we need to do. I think they need to knock all this shit out, and we have a Vlad versus Vlad fight. We put Vladimir Klitschko up against Vladimir Putin, and we have him fight. Putin's a black belt in judo. He's been practicing judo for like 40 fucking years.
The Klitschko's would kick his ass.
Probably. But here's the thing, though, and I want to get into that. If all things were equal, a black belt in judo is going to beat up a heavyweight boxer.
Not when you're 70.
That's the problem. Not only 70, but I think Putin's a small guy. He's like 5'7", 5'8", or something like that. So you take that, and Klitschko's like 6'8". So he's literally a foot taller, probably 100 pounds more, and 20 years younger. So yeah, at that point, Vlad would probably fuck him up. But don't sleep on fucking old Putin. I bet you Putin would fuck up a lot of people being a black belt in judo.
Oh, he's fucking KGB, dude.
Yeah, that dude fucks up some people.
He's like one of those special forces. I can kill you with this pen.
Yeah, Putin's seen a lot of things. I'd really like to read a Putin autobiography, honestly. He said, hey, knock it off with the war there, Vlad, and write me a goddamn book about watching fingers getting cut off. I'll buy that all day long, all right?
And he did that shit all his fucking life.
You want to be a hero? Write the best fucking nasty book ever. That's fine. Be known for that. Don't be known for taking over to Ukraine. Who the fuck wants the Ukraine anyways? Unless you want some sweet Eastern European hookers. Leave that place alone. Yeah. old Dave is fucking pissed off all of his hookers are getting murdered. Where am I supposed to get my mail order brides from now? God damn it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
They're hard to get, by the way. I
mean, when it all comes down to it, how's it going to affect you and me? We're going to pay more for gas. We're
paying more for shit. That's all it's going to. It's going to cost us more money.
Because Biden will never, ever send troops in there. And he shouldn't.
No, right?
That starts World War III.
Yeah, it's not a good idea right now.
No.
Now he did send troops. He sent troops to the borders of the countries that are formed NATO. If this goes over into NATO territory, then you are going to have war, and there's going to be nowhere to avoid that.
Because that's the rule.
But as long as he's taken over these spots that are still supposed to be independent from NATO and everything, I can't see us actually going to war.
And we won't.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, when the Ukraine signed that agreement to give up all their nukes, all they asked for in return, then you help us protect our sovereign status.
Yeah.
Well, how are we going to help?
Wouldn't be the first deal we backed out of.
Well, but what I'm saying is, right now, if you ask the Ukraine, are you getting help? They're saying no, not really.
Of course not. They're watching their shit get blown up. I mean, they're wanting us to invade and take over and go run shit. And watch what you wish for there, buddy.
The funniest thing was when Biden said to the president, he was on the phone with him, he said, hey, look, if you want to evacuate Ukraine, we'll send shit tons of boats and planes and we will help you evacuate. And his response was, I need ammunition, not a ride.
Yeah, they're proud people.
They are.
They're proud.
Well, I mean, how about those fucking 13 guys on that island? That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. This fucking boat pulls up, Russian warship. The guy screams from a megaphone, I am a Russian warship. Put down your guns. There was 13 people stationed on that island.
Yep.
He says, identify yourself. I'm a Russian warship. Put your weapons down and you will not be harmed. He says, you'll alleviate the bloodshed. And the guy's response was, Russian warship, go fuck yourself. And then they all died.
Yeah.
They all died as soon as fuck yourself was out of his mouth. Out come the guns.
Well, I mean, fucking look at the Klitschkos. Like I said, these guys are millionaires, 40 times over. They can get wherever the fuck they want, but they're going to die in that war to protect Ukraine.
I think that would happen in America. I think if actual troops from other countries invaded America, I think a lot of people would take their we have more guns than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of people would go out there if the government said, hey, look, take your guns, shoot these fuckers. They would. Americans are crazy enough.
Oh, for sure.
And some of the diehard red, white, and blue patriots, believe me, they'd be out there doing it in a second.
But they've been waiting for it their whole lives.
But this
is what they want.
The only way you can get to us is to go through Canada or up from South America.
We got a good setup over here, man.
We got a great setup.
It
is almost impossible to get on American soil.
And Canada and Mexico rely on the U.S. so much that they're allies by default, if nothing else. And then everywhere else, we're surrounded by lots of water.
Without the U.S., Mexico disappears.
That's why Japan had to go around and attack Pearl Harbor, because it's that's our weakness is over there in Hawaii, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way that they can invade America. If they went after, they can get to Alaska pretty easy. And they might be able to fucking get to Hawaii. But they can't get to the mainland. There's no fucking way.
No.
I mean, there's not much Canada's going to do. All Canada's going to do if they start coming through there is pick up the phone and call us. Hey, these guys are coming through here.
Yeah, I was enjoying a nice LeBlanc.
That's the only scary thing about, the Canadian part is, Canada pretty much goes from our west coast to our fucking east coast.
Oh, yeah.
Everything above us. There's a lot of places they could come in, but there's a lot they would have to do to get there.
It's our top hat.
Yeah.
Basically.
And South America is our dick.
Yeah, big brown swinging dick.
It looks like a dick.
Yeah.
Like Gallagher said, I love the state of Florida because it looks like we're pissing on Cuba.
Oh, Gallagher jokes, huh?
So many people dying, famous people dying, and no death wish pools have gotten anybody.
No, not since Meatloaf. Yeah, the death pool is kind of dried up.
And there's been a lot of fucking B-list people.
In a perfect world, though, doesn't everybody just tie with a zero?
In a perfect world.
Yeah,
I think I'm actually at the point where
you're over here wishing for death.
I'll drink it.
Yeah.
But I'll feel kind of bad if I win.
No, not me. I felt really good about it. I
think I'd feel kind of bad if I win.
I barely drank any of it. I drank one night worth. That's about it. But
I just don't know. How can you, hey, this guy just died now. Yes. I can't do that.
It was tough, especially with Meatloaf, but there are a few on my list. I ain't going to get sad when Dick Cheney dies. Sorry. The guy's a fucking demon.
The people on my list aren't demons.
And technically, I think Dick Cheney's already dead. They put like a fake heart in him and shit and he's like a robot.
He's bionic now?
Yeah, he's like a robot at this point. So I don't even know if he should be allowed to be on our death pool.
Well, I know that nobody's scored any points in the last... since Meatloaf. And that's been a couple of months.
Yeah, Meatloaf has been all that's been. No one had the sags.
Hey, fuck Sean Winter too, and
Fuck Sean Winter.
I'm gonna have to reschedule. Fuck you. You're not rescheduling. You're not coming on the fucking show.
Yeah, I hope you get a dick hemorrhage.
I hope that you get sodomized by accident. Let's say you're in a fucking shower or something, you bend over, something goes up there, you know?
All right, okay. Something sweet. Or just slip and
Something
fall
sweet.
on
Something
a fucking shampoo bottle. You know, you got a bottle of herbal essence up your ass all of a sudden. Your fucking farts smell like daisies for the next 3 months.
Right.
That wouldn't be bad, though.
I'm getting laid tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You got it in the old planner? It's all written down?
It's all right. Well, she's going out with some friends to a bar in Western Hills.
Okay.
And she said, I'm not going to feel like driving and I'm probably going to be horny. What time do you get off? I said 2.
That's a perfect time to get off if you're a bar whore.
Perfect time. I'll go home. I'll get a shower in. She'll finish her last call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my buddy.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
It is. It really is. And the bleach on the target is starting to fade the outer ring.
All right. Good job. She's going to... A nice clean butt. There's nothing better.
She ate it when it was dark.
Ew.
It wasn't shit on there.
I know, but still. Ew.
She ate it before I started bleaching it.
Yeah, I know. We know your
I
history.
mean, it was never the color of your shirt or anything. I mean, it was never one of those it blended in brown to red to black things.
Looked
It
like
was never,
Anthony's head.
never looked like that. So, yeah, I will be getting laid tonight, and I'll be
Congratulations.
thinking about all of you guys.
Oh, nice. That's so he doesn't come.
Huh?
So you don't come.
Well, there's a couple of people I could think about that would help.
Oh,
that
yeah?
I could come from. Yeah.
Who, like Hudson?
No,
No.
that would kill it. I would kill the boner instantly.
Whatever, snob.
No, he's dead sexy. I mean,
That's what I mean. He's dead sexy. I still haven't made my Grindr account.
you need to do that.
I've taken a couple pictures, and every time I look at it, I just go, it's not dead sexy. Maybe I shouldn't be the judge of that. Maybe you can't judge your own sexiness. You know what I mean? You think Matt, when he took that picture, he thought this is going to be dead sexy, or he just took the picture?
I think he just took the picture, but he should have really thought about it.
Yeah.
He had that extra curl in the hair. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He had
yeah, for sure.
He honestly, in that picture, if I didn't know him and
Uh-huh.
know that he was completely straight, I'm automatically thinking, that guy's gay. He's looking for dudes.
See, I didn't get that.
He took it from up here. He was laying on the bed, taking a
Fat
beer,
guy
man.
trick.
Is he trying to convince people that he's small?
No, but it's still, you don't want your picture to look like a hog. You know, so you take it from different angles. Fat guys don't go underneath. You get all this chin
Well, no, you
action.
don't go-
You got to go from up here, and then your chin almost looks normal. I mean, and I'm not just saying fat guys. Girls do that shit more than anybody. But that's the angle you take. From up top is your best angle.
Well, what I was told is when you take a selfie, raise your chin up.
If you're taking it from
Takes away the gobbler.
from straight ahead, yes.
Takes
I
away the
imagine.
gobbler.
I don't know. How about you just don't take selfies? I mean, unless they're for a joke. And your dick's in them.
I think anybody who owns a selfie stick is an asshole.
Asshole.
You're an asshole.
But it's not mine. It's my wife's. But either
Does
way,
she use it?
I think she brings it to vacations. You know, so it might be used twice a year. I don't even know if we still have it, but we definitely had one in our. And it'd be for like the family picture on the beach or some shit like that. You know what I
Or
mean?
you could just stop somebody walking by and say, hey, would you mind taking a picture?
Well, yeah, you don't mind bothering people. I don't like bothering people.
Is that
I don't like
bothering people?
I don't know. I just don't like talking to people.
I've been asked a lot in my life to take pictures of people.
And I've done some pretty good pictures, but I've also had people take pictures and then they ended up being shit pictures, and then I hated them.
You know what I've always wanted to do?
What?
You know how you get somebody gives you their phone, they say, hey, take a picture of
Mm-hmm.
me and my family?
Do face forward?
No. You go like this and you take one of their family.
Uh-huh.
Then you zoom in on her tits, take another one, and then you take another one of the family. So when you hand them the phone back, they see the family there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not until they've long gone did you see that I zoomed in on your wife's knockers in the second picture.
Or if you want to really, really creep them out, you zoom in onto the little boy's crotch or something. I mean, it's for a joke. It's not like you mean it, but man, that's going to creep
Hey,
them
that
out when
little
they look
guy's
at
got
that
a
later.
roll of dimes in his pocket. So yeah, I'm excited about getting laid tonight, unless I get tired. If I'm at work and I'm tired, I may pass it by.
You will not.
I might. Well,
You will
chances
not.
are I won't.
Eh, you ain't going to pass it up.
Would you
I don't-
pass up? Hey, I'm
no.
going to come over tonight drunk and eat your butt and then
No,
leave.
There's never a time where a guy's not ready to fuck. I mean, it's like I've explained that to my wife before. Like, it's not a. You can wake me up from a dead slumber. I'm ready. Like,
The only thing this is going to cost me is about 2 hours of knowing she's laying next to me.
does that
work-
bother you?
No, doesn't bother me, but that's all. I mean, normally after sex,
Yeah.
when she leaves, if it's normal hours, I just flip on ESPN or something like that. I find something to watch.
Yeah.
But when she's drunk, and I know she's drunk, she needs a couple hours to sober up, which is fine.
Oh, she doesn't stay?
Oh, no, never.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I don't ask her to leave. She just doesn't want to.
Oh, okay.
That crosses the line of where we've put everything.
I'm going to go sleep on the couch now.
No, she'll lay on the bed next to me.
Yeah.
And, watch a little TV, maybe close her eyes for a minute, but when I wake up in the morning, she's gone.
It's a good move.
Most of the time, she doesn't even lay on the bed and close her eyes. As soon as the towel's done wiping everything down, she's dressed, gone. And don't look at me like I'm a dick, because I'm not asking her to leave. She's choosing to do it that way. That's how she likes it done.
That's fine. And yeah, who gives a shit? Why would you be the dick there?
Well, because people are going to say, oh, you're a dick. You fuck somebody and you don't even let them stay. She can stay if she wanted to. She doesn't want to.
Yeah. Do you blame her?
No.
Yeah. Want to fucking stay at your place?
Why? Nothing wrong with my place.
Talking shit.
But she just doesn't want, she told me one time that if I sleep with you, and, we sleep together, that takes away the friend aspect of it. That's more intimate, and I'd rather not do that. I'm like, go with your values.
It's fine with me. Hey, have you ever no, let's enter it a different way. I got 2 stories this week that are both about losing something, right?
Okay.
Not completely losing, just losing the feeling. So the first one, a man lost the feeling in his legs and nearly died due to a colossal shit. All right, and then when they say that, you would think the shit came out.
Oh my God.
The problem was the shit didn't come out. Apparently, this dude held his shit in for so long that it backed up everything in his stomach and pressed against a nerve in his leg, right? And made his leg dead. They said when he got to the hospital, he hadn't used his leg in like 3 days, and they said it was cold to the touch. Like he had a dead leg from a shit in his body that he didn't get let loose. Everything else was wrong with him. They still don't know why.
Look at the size of that turd. But you know what?
They said it was what was it? 2 liters. Yeah, 2 liters of feces were removed. So imagine 2 Mountain Dew 2 liters completely packed, pulled out.
People, I know people that have been in the hospital because they were compacted. Mm-hmm. They give you these crazy fucking high-powered enemas just to get the shit out of you. But they say eventually when that shit sits in there long enough, it gets hard.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder to move. Plus, when it gets hard and expands a little bit, it could start rupturing the intestines and everything.
It fucks up your insides, man.
You're
not meant to have that much shit.
Fucking die.
There was a girl in 2015 that died. She had a phobia of toilets and held her shit for 8 weeks and ended up dying of a heart attack. It ended up compressing her chest enough to give her a heart attack and kill her.
I couldn't hold shit in.
A teenager.
I couldn't hold shit in. If it's time to come out.
That's the part I don't understand.
That's why I've shit my pants so many times. I didn't want to shit my pants.
How do you not short? You know what I mean? Like, it's impossible.
How can you? I don't know how you could hold shit in, because I've shit myself probably more than some people we know have gotten laid.
Well, that's a low amount. I've shit myself twice, so I'm sure I've passed up a few of them.
In your life, you've shit yourself twice?
I don't know how many times I've shit myself.
Sharks count.
Well, we're not counting baby, right? Or kid?
No.
What age do we start this at?
15.
Adult life? 15?
High school.
Okay. Sharks count?
Oh, yeah.
Like, sharks count, then who knows how many times
Couple
I've
hundred.
shit myself. Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
But the whole point is...
Have you ever shit yourself, though? I'm talking about not a shark, just like you shit yourself.
Baker's dozen.
No, I don't have that. I think I've done it twice.
Oh, I've done that many times.
Oh, my God, why?
Well, the one time I told you the story.
Why are you shitting yourself all
We
the
went
time?
to Chicago to pick up some equipment when they were remodeling the nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
So we drove U-Hauls to Chicago to pick up this stuff. And the night before we were supposed to start working, we went to a titty bar. Mm-hmm. There was $20 to get in, but all you could eat and drink.
Okay.
Well drinks or beer. And then they had this buffet set up. And I'm like, titties and $20? I'm in. So we started eating this food, and it was obviously the most low-quality, fucking low-budget food you could ever have. Nachos and bad pizza and whatever. So the next day I woke up, and my tummy was rumbling. And they had these 12-foot round metal beams that were going to go up the side walls of this thing. And I went to pick one up and emptied my whole fucking bowels in my underwear. Didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it coming. I didn't even have to fart. I just reached down, and the stress of picking up this thing that probably weighed 200 pounds. There's a guy on the other end. I would just unloaded in my fucking pants.
See, I don't think I've shit myself as an adult if you don't count sharts. I remember the last shit I remember, I was probably 15 because I remember jumping on a and I remember it was at band practice and we had a trampoline behind the place where we practiced. And I went out there and I was jumping on the trampoline and I remember I landed, and as soon as I landed, I just shit myself. They went back up, trying to stop because I'm on a trampoline with a lot of, and then I just got off the trampoline and ran inside. And
no, I've done it a few times.
That's crazy. As an adult, you've shit yourself that many times.
Well, most of them were after drunks, or what I mean.
Fair enough. You've had more of an alcoholic.
I wake up in the morning and I just got done drinking a bottle of Jaeger and 10 other things, and laying in bed and thinking I gotta fart, and
maybe that's why. It's because I never drink Jaeger. Maybe Jaeger is the drink that makes you shit yourself.
Jaeger makes you smarter and better looking and more fun to be with at parties.
Well, you must not have drank as much as you said you had. Anyways, there was another guy that had something fucking numb up, and you probably read about this. Did you read about or hear about the Olympic guy whose dick froze?
Yes.
This cracks me up, dude. Now, this guy's dick froze. He came in like 28th place. Now, that sucks. There was only like 48 people in there, so he's a middle of the pack fella, and his dick froze on the way there.
Severe frostbite.
Yeah, he said the part that hurt the most was it thawing the dick out. As the dick thaws, that's where it really fucking starts hurting.
Really?
Yeah, and there was a doctor on Vice that explained it all and broke it down, and it's basically frostbite. But yeah, that like when you're, same thing if you were to freeze your fingers or your toes or something, when it's unthawing there, that's when it actually hurts because your nerves are coming back alive.
Yeah.
Some of them dead, though. But this happened to his dick. Not only did it happen to his dick, this is the second time in 3 months that his dick's froze. This guy needs to put on more underwear.
Put a sock on your dick.
Or what? Or does he have some kind of weird? My theory is
poor bastard.
Theory he doesn't have a normal dick.
You think he's got a hog?
He's got either a hog or a fucking limp worm. Like it's one or the other. It's either so tiny and that's why it freezes so quick.
That could be.
Or it's so big that it's hard to fucking keep warm. You know what I mean? Like
there's a picture. It's not big. You'd see more of a bulge than that.
Maybe. I don't know what kind of protection he has on it. Obviously not much because it's fucking freezing. So yeah, that was, and that's another thing. Why are we even doing a sport where your dick can possibly freeze? If this is the sport you chose, buddy, you're obviously an athletic fella. You could have maybe done something else.
Suffers frozen.
Yeah, well, fucking maybe you should have gotten a curling. I've never heard any dicks freezing in curling.
No, but when you're pushing that thing down, you're literally sliding it across the ice.
I know, but at least it's a room temperature.
I mean, they say that it was real windy when this happens. It was real windy.
They said it was like 2 degrees outside, but with the wind, it was minus 26 is what it felt like. They said 40-mile-per-hour winds.
See, don't you think your team doctor or your team manager or somebody on that team would know, hey, we need to wear these insulated underwear?
Hey, listen, guys, this is dick freezing weather. We need to get some more fucking shit on your dick.
That guy will be famous for a long time for a frozen penis.
Well, that's all we're ever going to raise. He finished 28th. We're not going to remember him because of his athletic ability. I mean, granted, he's probably great at what he does, but he's still 28th in the world. Who gives a shit?
Oh, man. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone's penis.
No, well.
You can't fix it. If let's say something happened and your dick got really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They could sew it up and do whatever, but it's going to look fucked up every time you pull your pants down.
You're right.
And no girl, I'm not going to fuck that.
You're right.
The butt eater wouldn't fuck that.
The butt eater wouldn't fuck what?
But butt eater says I have a pretty dick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, pretty.
Pretty's not a bad thing, but it's not... I think Sam said that too. A pretty dick's not the same thing as a cock.
Right. But she says I have a pretty dick, and obviously I'm not offering her anything.
You've talked
else
about your pretty dick way too much, so let's.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like I'm offering her a lifetime of happiness. She doesn't want it. I'm not the fucking greatest guy in the world. Maybe she just thinks my jokes are funny.
You think that's what it is?
I don't know what it is.
She's telling you jokes while you're fucking?
No, I think that's why we're friends.
Okay, fair enough.
Make her laugh a little bit.
You met her in club days?
Eats my butt, yeah.
Was she just a club goer or she worked there?
She was a patron.
She's a patron?
Yeah.
A patron? We call them bar whores.
Just because you go to a bar does not make you a bar whore.
No, it's the eating random dudes' butts out that makes you a bar whore.
You know what's funny? During those days, before I got married...
Why is that such a bad connotation?
I banged her a couple of times.
Yeah.
Never ate my butt. She got into the butt eating much later. in life.
I wonder who broke her in.
Don't know.
You should ask.
I don't think it was me, but she enjoys eating my butt.
Yeah.
It's always squeaky clean.
Always.
I always shower before she gets there, unless she's in one of those.
Have you bought the Dr. Bronner soap yet? The hemp peppermint that makes your butthole tingle soap?
No.
Why not?
Wouldn't know where to buy it. Where do you buy it?
Kroger.
Amazon?
We've talked about it quite a few times. Yeah, you need to get that stuff, man. Give her that delight.
Do I want my butthole to tingle?
Of course.
Would it take away some of the feeling in
I don't
butthole?
know, but maybe when she licks it, it'll taste like a candy cane because it's peppermint.
Because when the tongue makes contact with my sphincter, I won the lottery.
Yeah.
Have you
your
ever
eyes
gotten
cross?
your butt eaten?
No.
It's your eyes cross.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing is, I don't think I want. I'd feel sorry for the girl. You know what I mean?
If it was nastier, she would stop.
I've had hemorrhoids in my life and such. I might have one now. Who knows?
Then she probably wouldn't lick it to begin with. She'd get down there, she'd see a grape sticking out of it, and she'd say, "I'm not licking."
She
that.
might get some blood on her tongue. You know.
But my butthole looks symmetrical.
Yeah.
And when she licks it, I swear to God, it's fucking beyond anything you've ever thought of.
I haven't thought about it. You're right.
I want to fucking meet the guy who ate the first butt and put it out there. I want to buy him a beer and shake his hand.
I think he's dead.
Well, you've left a
You know what I
legacy.
mean?
my
What
friend.
year do you think was the first butt eating?
Oh God, 40s, 30s, 40s.
Really?
I would think so.
You don't think they were beating butts in the 1600?
You know, they probably were.
I mean, it's
but there was no
something.
toilet paper back then.
I ain't saying it was. There's
Poop
lots of
there.
problems
A lot of
with
poop
fucking
there.
back in that day. But either way, I wonder when that. Yeah, I wouldn't think that's a recent thing. I mean, it's recently popular, but not.
I think in the caveman days, they just grabbed him and stuck their dick in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made those kind of
I don't
noises.
think it
and
was,
shit.
hey, why don't you suck my dick first,
Yeah.
and then I'll eat your
Yeah, they fucked like lions and
your
stuff.
cave pussy.
They're
Right,
just-
that's what they did. They had bear sex, and then the woman got thrown to the ground, and he went off to
Go
hunt.
make a sandwich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went off to hunt a fucking muskox.
Ah, great muskox. Hey, you got an asshole or anything?
I've got a big fuck you, and you know what? It would probably be more. Let's do the asshole first because I do have one of those.
Okay.
I have an asshole of the week, and it's another one of my personal ones.
I'll let you go first.
It's one of my personal ones.
All right.
It's nobody famous or anything like that. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and my kid can be an asshole.
Yeah.
Your kid can be an asshole. All of our kids can be an asshole. I just happen to be one of those parents. I don't spank my kid. I just don't.
I don't either, and I believe me, there's certain days I want to.
Oh, me too. But I'm just not. I'm not into hitting your kids. If that's your thing, spanking them to teach them a lesson, I get all that. That's just not me. I don't hit my kids. I'm in Kroger 2 days ago, and I'm with my son. I'm shopping. Okay, there's a lady pushing her cart down the frozen food section.
All right.
Okay, she's got a kid in the car. My guess is the kid was just shy of 2. Okay. Because after this happened, I gave the kid a good once-over. It was a toddler. The kid definitely walked, but it was a baby, okay? The baby reached in the cart and pulled something out and threw it on the ground. Like kids would do, right?
Yeah.
This cunt picked it up because it broke open. It was something, it was like Tide Pods or something like that, but the thing broke open. She picked it up, cleaned it up, looked at her baby, and flicked her in the head with her middle finger.
Just flicked her.
Flicked her right here.
Yeah.
Baby immediately starts crying.
Of course.
My son's like, "Did you see what that lady just did to that baby?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." Didn't think twice about it. Put the shit back in the cart, and off she goes.
Just
A fucking toddler.
Just flicking a baby.
In the head. That hurts. And she just did the baby. Just flicked her in the fucking head.
I don't flick babies.
I don't flick
That's
babies
not
either.
something I'm up to, man. I ain't
But
flicking
what a
a baby.
cunt. To your own fucking baby, you're going to flick it in the head? I'd rather spank the baby than flick mine in the head.
Well, I don't know which is worse there.
I think flicking in the head hurts worse than a hand across the butt.
What kind of nails did she have?
Didn't notice.
Because she had those big pointy nails.
Didn't notice. I mean, she got her with the blunt part. She flicked her. But I mean, the baby just did what babies do. She picked something
cried.
up and threw it out of the cart.
Yeah, of course, the baby.
Flicked her in the
fuck? Put it back in the cart. Say no.
Flicked her in the fucking head.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, fuck her.
Asshole.
I almost honestly wanted to follow her around a little bit.
Yeah.
And just as, try to get some information about this cunt.
Just 'cause you're an asshole.
Like getting the line behind her so when she pulled her credit card out, I could see her name. So I could blast her on here, but I didn't. You're an asshole. You're a fucking... I'm not going to use the word child abuser. But
Close.
you're a shitty mom and you're a cunt.
All right, well, I'm going... My asshole of the week has to do with child abuse, or at least so-called child abuse. My asshole of the week, and I don't know if you heard anything about this, is Governor Greg Abbott out of Texas. All right. Recently, the Texas DA came out and said that any kind of puberty blockers, and we're talking about trans kids, puberty blockers, surgery, anything like that, if you do that for your child, you should be charged with child abuse. This is what the DA says. The governor backed him up and also said that if this gets sent out, they want the local attorneys to charge people with child abuse for helping out their trans kid for transitioning. Fuck you. Fuck you, Greg Abbott. It's not your choice, you crippled bitch. Maybe that's fucking karma there in your wheelchair for being a fucking asshole your whole life. Fuck Greg Abbott.
These parents,
and he's an asshole. It's not even the fuck. I guess fuck you too, but he's the asshole of the week for me.
He's a giant asshole.
Yeah, I mean, you know personally what it's like growing, or the pain that your child felt, when they weren't being who they thought they were supposed to be. And you know how much happiness it brought him when he finally could be who he wanted to be. And you're wanting to block that for people?
Exactly.
Would you rather have kids kill themselves, you fucking cunt?
And they will.
Yes, of course they
directly
will.
over this. And the thing about it is every one of these families have gone through years and years of probably therapy and are you sure about this? Okay, after enough time, this is who you are.
Yes.
Help them transition over so they can be happy and live a normal fucking life. I think that is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. That guy's a cunt.
Oh, he's an awful fucking person.
This is Texas?
Yeah, this is the Texas governor. This is the same guy that he claimed he was denied the military because he was in a wheelchair. He wasn't in a wheelchair till after he had fucking applied for the military, so that was bullshit. He claimed that the guy that he got in a wreck with someone was driving, right? And they got in a wreck, and that's how he got in a wheelchair. He claimed the guy left him there to drive. Well, this guy actually pulled him left him out to die. He actually pulled him out of the burning car and saved his fucking life. Later, he said he left him to die. The guy's a fucking liar. He's been a liar throughout.
And he's the governor?
And he's the governor of fucking Texas. So you know what to do. Go up there and say some stupid shit, and everyone in Texas, well, not everyone, Austin's like, go fuck yourself, but the rest of Texas is like, yeehaw!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
well, Dallas probably tell you to fuck off too, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Texas, you just got to be a super righty to get elected and know the right people. That's, Rick Perry was the governor, and that guy may have been mentally retarded.
Ask any of the Bushes.
Remember Rick Perry's ranch that he had?
Oh, yeah.
I can't even say that word anymore. I'll get Joe Rogan, but it was N-word ranch.
It was.
Yeah, and then it was like N-word block or something like that. It was some stupid
N-word something.
Yeah, and he just tried to explain it off like it was this normal thing.
In Texas, that is a normal thing.
But Jesus fucking Christ, this is my problem with the right in general. Like, if you want to talk about the right wing's economic policies or whatever, there's, I understand that. I might not agree with everything, but I get it.
Yeah.
But it's when they get into this kind of shit and they got to appeal to these fucking mouth breathers and make these transgender people feel bad or do whatever Texas is doing.
That's almost...
Texas has Florida is going through this thing where they can't even mention gay people in school. They're going to try to make that a law. It's like, what the fuck, man?
That'll never pass.
Again, Florida. Who knows? You know what I mean? These fucking backwards ass states.
But I'm telling you, that shit in Texas, that blood will be on his hands because there will be suicides over that.
Of course. He don't give a fuck.
That's a fucking tough thing for a kid. He does not give a fuck. And if they're not allowed to be who they don't even want to be here.
Yes. And who cares? You should just want people to be happy. If it doesn't fucking hurt you, shut the fuck up. You. And that's the part another thing that really bothers me about conservatives is their whole ideal was supposed to be no government overreach. Let us live our lives, do whatever,
Yeah.
But then when it comes to shit they don't like, they want the government to overreach just as much as fucking anyone else.
I know. It's all, God, I hate to say it this way, but it's all over religion in the name of religion in some way.
I've been saying that my whole life, as an atheist, that religion fucking ruined everything. But whatever, keep on praying to your fake God.
Because you have to. I am, like I said, I'm Catholic. I'm not a crazy fucking fanatic that thinks that gives me the right to.
You're Catholic like my dad's Catholic. I believe in God. Nah.
That's it for me. I believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe I'll get to heaven when I die, but I don't believe I have the right to tell you what to do while you're here and how to live. And
I think it's...
I'm not giving up to premarital sex. Sorry.
I think my father, too, who was Catholic his whole life, I think he's venturing into atheism, or at least agnostic nowadays, which is kind of funny now that he's older.
Well, once an agnostic, always an agnostic.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, agnostic, you question the validity of the fact that there's God, and you're never going to know. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always looked at agnostics as like a non-committal atheist. You know, they're just like, there's probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, but an atheist says there isn't. An agnostic says there might be.
I've always said that to be an atheist takes just as much faith as it does to be a Christian or a Muslim or anything else. You got to have a lot of faith that there is no fucking God. I don't know what I call myself. Still to this day, I cannot choose if I call myself atheist or agnostic. I think every single religion that's been presented by man is bullshit. But does that mean that there's not something? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Then you're agnostic.
I guess, but I just feel like it's such a pussy way out to call yourself agnostic, so I go by atheist. I don't know.
No, it's not. The basic.
Hey, man, it makes my dick feel bigger if I say atheist, so I'm sticking with it.
The basic philosophy of the agnostics is there might be, there might not be. I've never seen it, so I'm not going to believe it.
And definitely a who gives a shit. You know, that's my main thing is who gives a shit. And
atheists will shout it from the rooftops that there is no God. That's not you.
It's me. It's definitely me, but I think I do that more out of it, and maybe not me as in the time that you've known me, by the way. You know what I mean? We've only been friends, 6-7 years or something like that. As a younger man, I was definitely a lot more outwardly atheist. I was definitely more in your face, and you make a religious post on social media, and I'm hopping all over you to call you a retard. You know, shit like that. I'm an asshole at nature and a troll, so I was a lot more out there with the atheism. See, I backed that out as older and realized that arguing about religion is completely fucking pointless.
But it's what started almost every world war.
Yeah. I just feel like religion's something your parents choose for you for the most part, unless
the exception of Civil War and one or two others. They were about, territories and whatnot. But basically, religion started most of them.
Most of them. Yeah. Fuck religion.
I don't know. Like I said,
you just don't want to make your auntie mad, you're that dude. So.
No, I'm not that dude. I believe I believe in there's a God, and I believe that if I'm...
What proof?
I don't need proof. I just feel a little better thinking somebody's looking out for me. That doesn't make me a fanatic.
No, it makes you...
That doesn't mean I'm going to go through the Bible and obey everything in there, because the Bible's an interpretation. That's the only thing the Bible's there for. You look at it and you'll see it one way. I'll look at it and see it a different way. It's all a matter of how it's interpreted. And to me, I'm like, well...
Yeah, it's a vaguely written piece of fiction. It's, whatever. Not a fan. And the religion thing always cracks me up because a lot of people have the same outlook at you as like, it's more you're religious out of convenience and not even religious, but have a belief like, well, if I don't believe in God, then what if there is a God and I don't go to heaven, And it's like, well, if that's the reason for believing, then I would think that an omnipotent person like God could see through that bullshit. He can do everything else. So he can see through your bullshit to know that you're only believing in him just so you don't go to hell just in case, like an insurance plan. You're treating God like Geico.
No, that's not the way I look at it. I
ain't saying you per se. I'm saying that is a thing, and it's a thing. There are a amount of people that say that, like, I believe in God because what if there is?
Like
I don't want to not.
That pray when they're in the electric chair, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I would never be that guy.
I murdered 40
That's
people.
what I loved about it. I don't know if you know anything about the author, Christopher Hitchens. He was an outward atheist. He also, politically, me and him didn't agree on everything, but I loved the way he wrote. And on his deathbed, he's still writing, about there not being a God and how, it makes it extra scary knowing there's not a God because, it's done, and shit like that. But I respected that point of view because he never cowered down and went against his belief just out of maybe I saved myself, you know what I mean? Which is cowardice in the end, but whatever.
See, the way I look at it, I think God threw everybody on earth and basically said, hey, be a good person, don't be an asshole, and you'll make it to heaven. I'm an asshole, but I'm not that kind of asshole. I've never killed anybody.
You're a heavenly asshole.
I don't steal people's stuff. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I don't think you have to go to church every week.
Oh, I definitely don't think.
And sit there and sing hymns in order to be religious. I've never believed that.
I have such mixed feelings on church in general. At one point I go, okay, well, it is good for certain people. It really keeps certain people on the straight and narrow, and they need something, Another thing, I'm just thinking, well, these fucking assholes are making money off bullshit. You know what I mean? And usually the people that run churches are usually more con artists than they are actually fucking religious fellas.
But in a Catholic church, they gain their money by, they pass the basket around, blah, blah, blah. There's probably a few $100s in there at the end of the Mass. They do have to pay their electric bill, and they have to pay their fucking property tax. They got to pay all that. They got to pay the priest. The priest doesn't draw a salary. So, I mean, it's not like they're getting rich. They're like these fucking Mormon churches.
Oh, they're getting rich. Look at the Vatican. You know what I mean? They're rich. They got gold ceilings in their...
Well, that's the Vatican.
But that's where a lot of these churches have to send money to.
They do, and they do.
So, I mean, they're
it's
rich.
Like the Mormon churches in Arizona, where I was from. There's two different things. There's a Mormon church and a Mormon temple. Okay, you can go to the church if you're Mormon, blah, blah, blah. But in order to step foot in that temple, you have to be a member. And in order to be a member, they strongly recommend that you tithe 10% of your income to the church. 10%.
Well, 10% is what you're supposed to do as a Catholic, too.
Yeah,
they just don't enforce it.
Catholic lets you walk in the church if you don't do it.
Yeah, but think about the amount of Catholics. I mean, you're talking about them passing around the little tray, but that's not where they're making their money. They're making their money from individual donors and stuff. The fucking certainly. Millionaire and billionaire people that are also happen to be Catholic that are, donating to the church, whatever. So that's where the Catholics are really making their money is behind the scenes, not at the actual service.
No, the service money is really to cover the bills of the church. The water bill and the electric bill and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. But there's still money being made.
For the priest, because the priest lives there.
And they don't have to pay a dime worth of taxes.
No, they don't have to pay a dime. Well, neither do the fucking foreign businesses that come in here, and you don't have to pay taxes for 10 years because you're from...
I think it's time to give that one up. I think there was a time when maybe that was needed. I think that time's passed.
It's way past.
You know what I mean?
Because all they do is keep it for 9.5 years.
We know what they do. We know a lot of people that are in those kind of businesses that just move the company name every 5-6 years to avoid paying taxes for the longevity of their company. And
a lot of those people sure seem to have...
they have a lot of expendable income. I think there needs to be some loopholes closed up in the old tax system as far as that shit's concerned.
I agree with you.
And the same with the churches. The churches need to pay fucking taxes. You're not special. Pay taxes. This is not a fucking religious country. Pay taxes.
Everybody should pay taxes. Everybody, every organization.
Well, if one person does, everybody should. It shouldn't. You know what I mean?
And I'm at the point now, and this sounds really fucked up, and I'm going to get a lot of shit about this. I'm almost at the point, arguing about these fucking tax breaks for rich people, and it's probably going to cost me in the end. But I'm kind of leaning now a little bit towards flat tax. It's starting to get me.
Flat tax never got me.
It's starting to get me because...
Flat tax it really fucks over the poor.
It does, and I hate that.
Yeah.
And the middle class even, the lower middle class, which we're in. Mm-hmm. But...
the flat tax wouldn't probably hurt us that much. We pay about that much anyways. And then you get all your... Well, maybe not, because when in a flat tax, you don't get any kind of exceptions, do you?
No.
Yeah, it would fuck us.
It would fuck us. And
I'm against
that, but
I'm against it.
It would be nice if Bezos paid an equal share to the government. Now, I don't want all of his money to go away, but the thing about someone like Bezos got so many organizations that he just writes off, which alleviates his tax debt.
Yeah.
And, these guys are so fucking smart. They're literally starting companies for pennies. So they fail, so they write off all those losses. I mean, these people are smart avoiding paying taxes.
Well, it's just easy to do.
Very easy to do, but it's not easy for people like us.
Yeah, it is. It is. In the end, I'm getting more back than I paid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It is easy.
Well, see, I'm not, though.
Okay, fair enough, but you don't have any kids that are still claimed and everything else. So.
No, and I get all that, and I'm fucking thrilled with my tax return, even though Cuntface canceled on us twice in a row. Come on, Sean, you fucking suck, dude.
I bet you the people that pay the most taxes, percentage-wise, are probably those people that make like $150,000, $200,000.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean? That are, they're not rich, but they're good.
Yeah.
They're fine. But there's no real way for them to get out of many taxes because they're not poor enough to get out of taxes,
right?
And they're not rich enough to get out of taxes.
Well, I mean, the thing that always kept me away from the flat tax is that, and I never liked it. I was never for it, but I've seen literally how many. I actually read this thing about all these fucking billionaires and millionaires and the percentage of taxes they actually paid, and it was just fucking frightening. They paid nothing.
Yeah,
and they're gaining millions of dollars every fucking day. I hate the fact that my money gets taxed when I make it. I pay more taxes when I spend it, and those guys just don't do either.
Yeah,
none.
Yeah, because there was ways they were thinking they can. just lower taxes taken out of checks and just raise all the taxes when you buy shit.
Right.
Make that equal out. But that's the problem, is that still penalizes poor people more than it penalizes anybody.
It does, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no fucking perfect way to run anything. That's the problem. No one's came up with some perfect shit.
I don't think anybody ever will, because you got both sides fighting.
That's what I mean. There's too much money by the people that are in charge. People in charge are making so much money that you'll never get perfection, because they'll never work for a common goal. They have no reason to.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people that are paying them don't want them to.
Right.
It's the same reason why we're still fucking dependent on oil to this day. You mean as many smart motherfuckers that we have in this world, we haven't came out a way to not use oil and gas? You know what I mean? We found ways to make fucking 96-year-old dicks work. We've done so much. We fucking conquered the coronavirus. We made a virus that killed a bunch of people and then conquered it.
By 2040, there won't be any more combustion.
But that's the problem, dude, is they've been saying that for fucking 30, 40 years.
Well, there are more electric cars being out there.
And there is more, but I'm just saying, there should be something better at this point. It just blows my mind, but that's not where the money is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Too many people getting
where the money is. Too many people are rich off the other way.
That's why there should be a fucking cure for cancer now, but there isn't.
No.
Because cancer research is worth $10 billion every fucking year. Someone's making that money.
And there's cures, but just not fuel. It depends, I guess, on the cancer and everything else.
All right, we've been talking about sad stuff. Let me get to one thing.
All right.
Last week I gave you my sexual bucket list of things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I actually started thinking, what are my chances? Of completing any of these things?
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking around at all these hookup fuck sites for a midget. Okay?
Yeah.
All of them. I checked them all. And I'm scrolling through all the profiles because I sorry for this really politically incorrect statement, but I kind of don't even care if she's an ugly midget. It crosses her off the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There weren't any. I checked 10 different fuck me sites. No midgets.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking.
But I did find some that were hookers. I can't pay for it. That takes away the bucket list thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no midgets out there looking for dick.
Well, not that way.
At least not this way.
Man, I'm trying to think. Is there a place, like an event maybe, that they would be drawn to?
There's got to be some
general,
little people organizations that have parties.
You should join like a little person support group. That I got any of those?
Yeah.
And just tell them you identify as a little person, even though you're not.
My wife, who passed away, was a little person.
Ooh,
that.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm in.
Yeah, but then they might just think you have a midget fetish. I don't know.
There's got to be organizations that are run by little people. Little people get together. Every fucking different kind of person has one of these.
Yeah,
where
usually.
You go and you talk about, hey, any pitfalls in life, everything going well,
Does
hey, do you want
anybody
to have a dance?
Yeah, is there any sales and step stools?
Yeah, whatever. There's got to be one. But I would. Do you think I'd be a dick if I did that specifically?
Well, yeah, of course you'd be a dick. I mean,
join one of those
important?
support groups specifically to cross one off my list?
Yeah, more than a dick. You're a predator at that point. But either way,
that's not predator.
It kind of is. But
I'm not taking anything.
You're prowling for a certain substance.
That's what everybody
Midget
does
pussy.
when they go to bars.
Well, they're all predators, I guess, right?
I'm not going there and dropping roofies in their fucking juice boxes. I'm
yeah,
not doing any of that.
Boxes. Yeah, I heard they prefer Capri Suns.
I think hugs.
Can't slip one in there.
You can't. That's why no hugs.
Hugs are off the
peel
fucking
the foil
book.
off.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I looked literally through. I scoured through all of these. I just want to fuck sites, and there wasn't one little person. Lots of old ladies.
Yeah.
And some attractive old ladies. I put the word out.
The word.
I sent a couple of messages. Hey, how you doing?
Did you really?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
I want to try to cross this list off in 2022.
Hey guys, some bull out here.
No.
Oh, but you actually put in the request for some old pussy. I like that.
I sent a couple of them messages saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Now you wait. Now you wait for the response.
That's all you wrote?
No, wait. What's going on? Whatever.
I heard you're into croquet. My grandma liked croquet.
To be honest with you, when I look at these fuck sites, it's mostly about stuff to talk to. This time, I specifically had an agenda.
Yeah.
Just because I have a list.
Mm-hmm. A list? You sound like a serial killer.
No, it's creepy. I know it sounds creepier than it is.
Well, it's creepy, and that's fine.
But it's not like, oh my God, that guy's creepy. It's more the list is creepy.
Yeah,
He's not. But
dude, everybody that knows you kind of thinks you're creepy anyways. I wouldn't worry about it.
But see,
creepy in a fun way, not like a bad way.
Yeah, that's different. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I prefer the term sexually enlightened.
Like they're not nervous when you stand behind them. You're not that kind of creepy, you know?
I get it. But I do, but the funniest thing about it is all this nasty sex stuff that I talk about, most of my friends would try it if they had the opportunity. They just don't. I would say most. You can't tell me that most of the guys we hang out with, if a hot girl said, hey, I want to eat your butt, wouldn't let them eat their butt. Of course they would.
Dude, I think like 5 of the people we hang out are virgins, so I don't even know what they'll do. And then like the rest of them, maybe, we got a certain ones of them prefer a certain race. It has to be a black person in order for them to do it.
Well, then it was a hot black girl that wanted to eat your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, eat it.
Yeah,
and you know what? Fuck that. You can be a white guy that's attracted to black women.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be attracted to them for them to eat your butt.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And half the guys that we talk to, I just don't understand the cuck thing. You're sick. Hot girl says to you, fuck me. He's going to sit in the corner and not say a word. Some of you guys are going to do it.
No. And you're right. My problem with this, and I was talking to Lawrence the other day, who's a listener of our show about this. We both think you're weird, not because of the cuck thing, but because of the whole, he has to be there in order for you to do this. That it's like, at this point, it's become a fetish for you also, not just for them.
Hold on a second. And I made that very clear. I went over there and fucked her once when he wasn't there, and she didn't put out a tenth of the effort.
That was one girl. You're making it like a general rule. This new couple you could have had. You know what I mean? I don't know what she looked like, and maybe she was the fucking ultimate fuck, and you'll never know.
She was lovely.
Because you were worried about, him not being there.
Well,
that's the part we found weird.
I'm going to add a wrinkle to that.
Okay.
Okay, if this guy were to ever say to me face to face, no, this is what I want. Feel free to fuck her when I'm not there. Different story.
Oh, it's but because it was only coming from her?
Because I don't know if she's a fucking liar or not.
That's true. I get
and then
that.
I wouldn't be doing the cheating thing. Mm-hmm. If the man was to say to me, call me and say, hey, this is Bill, her husband.
Well, that's why you say, okay, the first time you got to be there, buddy. The first time you got to be there, but after that,
after
meet
that,
you people, then we'll go from there.
I still want to hear you say, it's cool to fuck her when I'm not here.
Well,
you do that and I'm in.
Well, that's what I mean, but that's why the first time he's there, so you get that question out of the way, so you get the initial one, and then you see if it goes anywhere from there. That's what I thought.
Here's why I would play
it.
I understand the swinging lifestyle a little better than you do because I've...
Yeah, of course.
But it's a big thing for a lot of these couples that like to watch their wife get fucked. They absolutely don't want you to fuck her when they're not there.
I get that.
And most of these ads will say, I will not play without him there. Do not.
That's why you just ask the first time.
That's what I'm saying.
They're together.
If the husband says, yes, I want you to fuck her when I'm out of town, I'm in.
Well, then that's why I don't know why you didn't schedule the consultation visits. The consultation visits, when he's both there, you fuck her, you get that out of the way. That's cool. No matter what, you at least got that in the pocket. And then while you're there, you go, hey, if this is what you want, I need to know that that's cool with you, blah, blah, blah. And
well, then I should have reiterated.
And if he says no, then you go, okay, well, thanks for the fuck. See you guys later. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
well,
and then that's over.
That would have been a much better plan.
Yes, the way you put it last week or whenever we talked about this, you're like, if he's not there, no go. That doesn't do it for me. And at that point,
now you understand my thinking.
At that point, we're all like, you gotta have a dude in the corner watching? Like, this is weird.
No, what I meant was because I know that he approves of it.
Yeah.
So we'll take that off the table. If the husband ever said to me, I don't care if you fuck her when I'm there. As a matter of fact, I want you to. I'm down.
Yeah, of course.
But
I need
to know that he's good with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the fucking cheating guy.
No, I get that part. I understand.
And I don't want a fucking red beam in my chest when I walk out of the grocery store because fucking crazy.
The moral bull.
No, it's not moral. I don't want to die.
It is. Well, that part of it.
Well, the other part's moral. But
yeah, the moral bull.
I think
that should be your fucking name, your tagline, the moral bull.
I think that's how I keep myself grounded. I'm into freaky shit, but not fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, but
I think there's a big difference there. I'm open-minded sexually. I'm willing to do freaky stuff with these women, but I don't want to do shady, fucked up stuff.
Yeah, and you don't want to be murdered.
I don't want to be murdered, and I don't want to fucking have the husband get pissed and leave, and the fucking kids have no dad because his wife fucked around on him. That's what, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy. But if you're good with it, your wife can eat my butt. Stuff like that.
I'm not good with it, so you just knock it off and don't do eye contact when you ever say that again.
I wasn't meaning to.
Until then.
I wasn't directing that. All right, would you rather? Okay, I've been watching 24 hours of this Russia-Ukraine thing, so I've got a political would you rather.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather pay $1.50 a gallon for gas for the rest of your life, but Biden stays president forever till he dies?
Oh, yeah. $1.50.
You pay $1.50 for gas, but Biden will never get voted out. Biden will be president until he dies.
Dude, he got like 6 years left. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
Really?
Yeah,
All right, let me turn the corner then.
he's not going to live in long. I mean, if you said like a younger person,
Let me turn the corner
you're
then.
worried about that.
$1.50 for gas, but Trump is president until he dies.
I'd probably still take that. You know what I mean? Because that guy's, again, maybe 9 years. He's a fatty. He's not living forever. Fatties don't live forever. We've discussed this many a times. He's got 10 years in him at best.
So you would say you would let
For
Trump
life.
get in there
For
and
life.
stay president until he dies.
Yeah.
And you would only pay $1.50.
$1.50 for life, though, not for the life of his presidency, right?
No, as long as as soon as he dies, it goes to the next guy. Trump keeps it at $1.50 for you.
Oh, but he's okay. I thought you said a lifetime. I thought it meant my lifetime.
No,
$1.50 gas.
while he's there, you pay $1.50.
Nah,
You got the shittiest president on the face of the
I'll
earth.
pay the
but
surcharge.
You're paying $1.50
No,
for
I'll pay the
gas.
surcharge. But I'm so worried about the fucking next presidential election, anyways, because
I
I
too.
don't want fucking Biden. But obviously, the Democrats aren't going to run anybody else, so it's going to be either Biden or Republican. And I've never voted Republican in my life, and I will not vote for Trump, but I won't vote for Biden again either.
Right.
So I just don't. You know, I mean, I'm voting third candidate. I guess I'm going to waste my fucking vote
You're
the next
voting
election.
Kamala Harris.
What do you mean?
She'll run, but Biden's gonna be way too old by then.
We'll see there. I don't know. They might give him a fucking fake heart like Cheney. Who knows? He might make him last another 20 years. But either way, what I'm saying is that the next election is going to blow no matter what.
You know what else pissed me off a little bit before I get to my joke?
Yeah.
Biden said years ago, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to nominate a black woman for the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
I don't give a shit about it either.
Yeah.
He nominates one,
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking to CNN, they're talking to everything else, and all they're talking about is, black woman, which is great. I'm all for the equality of all of it.
Yeah.
But what they didn't talk about a whole lot was the fact that this woman was fucking brilliant and overly qualified for the job.
Yeah, that's one
And
I
went to
care
fucking
about.
Harvard and clerked to everything. That's what pisses me off about this shit. It's like, okay, we got a black woman in there. Well, that's great. But how about talking about the woman who graduated 4.0 at Harvard? And how about the woman that did this and did that and
She earned
is fair? Yeah,
But
she earned it.
But the fact that you go out of your way to make that announcement, I'm going to go hire a black woman, it's just a stupid announcement. How about you just go do it? How about do you need to talk about it beforehand and make it a race thing?
Because all you're doing is for us to put a fucking notch in your fucking collar.
You know what? If he just went out there and didn't say shit, I'm going to go get to a Supreme Court person, and then he went out and got her, that conversation wouldn't exist as much anyways.
Right.
It would
and
still
that's
exist,
that's
of course.
what I
but
wish they would do it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
In the back of everybody's head, can they say, well, we've never had a black woman in there. Okay, great. But let's not make that the focus. Let's make the focus how fucking smart she is and how fucking qualified she is for that job. And then, great, this also worked out. We have a black woman in the Supreme
You're
Court.
right, and I don't know shit about the lady, and all I know is that he said he was going to go get a black girl, and he went and got a black girl. Whatever. I don't know. It's like, shut the fuck up. Just nominate someone's worth of shit, and it sounds like she's worth of shit, so that's fine.
She's the one that started from high school with straight A's everywhere here, went to Harvard, straight A's there, went and clerked for she clerked for fucking Stephen Breyer, the guy whose spot she's taking. I mean, this woman is ridiculously smart, ridiculously talented, so overqualified for the fucking job. And all that these fucking people can talk about on these news channels is black woman. Why don't you say, hey, we got the right candidate who happens to be a black woman, so it's a win-win.
Because it drives the ratings, man. And it's all about the ratings in the end. They just but they want to piss you off. Pissing you off is better than making you just say blah. You know what I mean?
Gonna listen.
It's because now you're going to listen one way or the other. So their goal is to piss half of the people off and make the other people happy. So then they get both. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what CNN and Fox and all them do.
But the nice thing about it is, and this is where, they would have like a Zoom call and they would have 10 people, blah, blah, blah. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. But when they asked a black person that was on the panel, they started giving her a list of qualifications. And I'm like, why can't everybody just do that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
The black person who should be happiest that there's finally equality on the Supreme Court is the person that's going, well, she went to Harvard, she did it. You don't have to justify it, dude. We all know how smart she is. But what I'm saying is that should be the forefront of the whole discussion.
Yeah, but that's not what it sells. And what sells is for half the country to pat themselves on the back like, yeah, we got a black lady in. Yeah, look at us. We're equal. Yeah. And then the other half to go, they only picked her because she's black. You know what I mean?
And that's what they're doing.
And that's exactly what goes on.
What they should be doing is saying, hey, we've got a qualified person in the fucking job. We're good. We got a smart one. We don't have a fucking crazy person in here.
Well, this country's fucked, buddy.
It is. It's all a matter of that. That's all it's a matter of. It's like the news channels are going to post shit just to piss you and me off, make this person happy.
They play everybody against each other to drive rating.
We don't ever care about the right thing.
And it works. Me and you buy into it like you just said. You're watching this shit. If I see, look, Tucker Carlson said something retarded, I go press play. And in the end, they're getting my click. That's all they wanted to begin with.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, he's stupid. You know what I mean? In the end, we're all buying into the same shit. And we're keeping the whole thing moving, even if we're not meaning to.
Right.
It's a great setup. These fucking assholes are smart, unfortunately.
They are. And they're all getting rich off it.
We all fucking suck. Yeah. Anyways, well, at least we got this fake fucking Rush song.
That's not fake. I mean, there's bits and pieces of it.
I get it.
Joke of the week. Although I only hear one Rush song in there. I'm a diehard Rush fan. He said there was 3 in there. I only hear one.
I don't know, buddy.
I hear YYZ in the middle.
He might know some deep cut bullshit on a live album for all I know, because Adam was never a huge Rush guy at all. He was always appreciated the guy as being a good drummer, but he didn't listen to a lot of Rush. But the people he hung out with, those drum nerds, worshipped Rush. So he probably heard a shit ton of Rush.
I get it. All right, joke of the week. I like this joke. I haven't heard it in a long time, and I know I've never told it on the show. That's an old joke, but, old jokes are funny, too. This guy's doing this talk show podcast. We'll say he's doing a podcast. And he gets on there a guest who's a lumberjack his whole life. And he's become so accustomed to wood that he's a wood expert. He can tell you everything about every piece of wood, and he can do it just by the smell. Smells you, tells you everything about it. And the host of the podcast says, I think you're lying. Let's test this. So blindfold him. He brings a piece of wood. Guy smells it up and down, says flip it over. He flips it over. He said, that's pine, probably from northern Oregon. And it's cut like that because they're going to use it to make furniture. So the guy checks it out. Oregon pine, going to a furniture store. Fucking genius. Let's try it again. So they blindfold him, bring out another piece of wood. That's oak. From somewhere in Canada, northern Canada. And it was cut like that. That's thick oak. They're going to make bridges out of that. Check it all out. It's all true. The podcast guy says, well, I'm going to fuck with him a little bit. And they bring in a girl when he's blindfolded. And they take her robe off and they lay her on her stomach there. And he starts sniffing. Confused look on his face. Flip the wood over. So they flip her over. He starts smelling. He says, I'm not really sure what kind of wood is, but I know it's about 30 years old, and it's the shithouse door off a tuna boat.
The shithouse door.
Off a tuna boat.
Oh, shit. You got to fuck you?
No.
All right.
I just had my asshole.
The
flicker.
I don't really got to fuck you this week either.
I just had the flicker.
So, the flicker.
Still pisses me off. And the worst part is I'm going to run into that bitch again. She's right by my house. She's going to shop there again. Well, and I was so... I was going to say something. Like, are you flicking your fucking kid? Well, that's none of my business.
Yeah. Flick your bean, not your kid, bitch.
Snitches get stitches,
All right. Until next time, you guys go fuck yourselves.
See ya. Fuck you, Sean.
Fuck you, Sean.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share.